Hi, hello, happy Sabbath, and Shabbat Shalom. Bunch of lazy goats laying around on an early morning. And algae's forming out here where I've had water flowing for a while. And somebody say, oh, that's bad. Not really. It's neither good nor bad, really, but just the fact that a lot of water's flowing out might be considered wasteful. It preps it for spring. This one over here, we're suspecting that little Gretel is pregnant already. And some people say, well, you said she got in with the boys. Well, she did. But she looks like she's more pregnant, further along, than just getting in with the boys recently. So she may have been gotten through the fence. So this one may have babies. The one that's out there has probably got a baby. Some of these still have their udders and are still nursing their babies that they've already got. And so it's pretty much a deal where you can't hardly tell which ones are where. And it's funny that Rutabaga got over here after Daisy got over here by different means. Daisy got through this way, and Rutabaga jumped over the top. And I don't know how close they were to each other, but now they're like bestest buddies or whatever you want to call it. And it's kind of funny how these things, political things in goat life. So, yes, Dilly Joe, what you doing? Snowflake, what you doing? Here's a snowflake. Yeah, raindrop. Here's a raindrop. What are you doing? Here's a raindrop. Baby, what you doing? Eating fingers. Yeah, that's what you're doing. Alright. So while Gretel and Chestnut are possibly pregnant, the other things that are absolutely easier for me to determine are, there was another one of the mustard plants popped up out here in the field again that I had thought it was done in, unless it was a separate seed that germinated later. And so what I did with that, because I didn't want it left in the field like the one that was put with a cage, is I brought it very carefully over here. And whatever the thing is, it took to being transplanted pretty well. So hopefully it'll grow up big and strong and produce lots of food and maybe even some seed. I don't know. Now, it may not be evident, should be evident that I put wire over this, which, if you look real careful down through there, there are several garlics that have already germinated, sprouted in here. These are all white garlic, stuff my brother gave me from a food bank, and it's kind of hard to tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think, have put up tops, but something has apparently been eating the tops off to some extent. That's why I put this wire over there to reduce the number of animals that could. It doesn't eliminate the chances of it. And here's one here, and there's one there, and they're, unfortunately, They're trying to pop up through here. I'm happy they sprouted real soon, but I'm real unhappy is that something's eating the tops off them, whether it's squirrels or deer or what. Over on this side, I can't tell if the elephant garlic is suffering any. Yet nothing here clearly and evidentially shows proof that it has been devoured on since I transplanted it. So that's fairly promising. Over here I've got a couple little bitty sproutlings of red garlic that are above ground. Probably all needs more water. It's supposed to rain in a day or so they say. I don't want to root it around too much, but the lentils have putting on branches. Instead of one big long spindly vine, what I've got is lots of little branches coming off the original 6 or 7 inch vine. So I've got several feet of growth just in 5 and 6 inch long pieces. So these are filling out, looking nice and thick and healthy. Hopefully they'll go to seed and make lots and lots of lentils. Of course, the yarrow in here, there's a vetch for comparison. The vetch has kind of got narrower, more spindly leaves and spindly vines versus these being slightly more rounded lobed and thicker. So putting them side by side, there's a distinct difference. I'm thinking I'm going to have to write these off. They keep getting penetrating frost, and I'm under the impression they're not going to make it. So I'm not going to bother trying to defend them. The one last thing that I have that I can clearly notify is progress at all of any kind. I'll go this way so I don't have to walk further. Get over here. Sorry if our camera shake. I don't have steady cam. Certainly not while it's in my hand. Alright, so I got the boxy part of the build. I got it screwed down on top. I bent the edges over. I put some fat flashing at the top there. And I still have to put a feeder hole through, but I won't try to put the feeder hole through until I've got the fence wire in. If you look over here, I got the underskirting in, I got the front walls in, I got more flashing in. Oh my God. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So I've got the front face done up to that point. I haven't put the latch in yet. And not meant to be airtight, but it's meant to be generally water resistant. Shooting the screws in the top created a new problem where water started running in right near the door, so I developed a little, what do you want to call it, splash divider. Let me go in there and point to it. Which, interestingly, the only reason I can even point to it is due to the fact that I actually have it internally lit. But my lungs are complaining at me this morning. I'm sure it's not real bright in here. But, and you see this little bit of metal. There's a screw. You got this piece of metal right here. And another screw. And what it's doing is it's diverting the water closer to the edge of the door mechanism so that it can not drip straight down on the front, scare the goat coming in. And as you can see here, it's anything but airtight. You can see all the sunlight poking through all the holes in the sheet metal. And then of course at the bottom it's clearly gaping holes on both sides too. Wasn't really wanting to even come in contact with the ground, but it did. And it's mostly because coming in contact with the ground will rust the metal faster. So pretty much what will end up happening is I'll put something in there to fill up the difference. And I may even go in there with a rock hammer and chisel that down a little bit, straighten it out, give me more room. This over here is intentionally recessed a little bit so that the door can hopefully stay open some of the time. It won't stay open perfectly, I'm sure. But I'll figure out a way to... The thing is, what's keeping it from... I don't know if you can see in there. I don't know if you can see it from over here. I've got a point where it comes in contact with that I've got to draw down to make it where it doesn't spring closed all the time. Got more tools still left out here so I can put the fence wire up. This is just here because I might need some hallway trash, I don't know. It was kind of a workbench, but it isn't working as a workbench anymore. You notice that there's no big chunk of structural metal out here now. All the leftovers and some other stuff I brought up in the thin sheet metal I've got in a pile over here. Again, I got Big Red patched together long enough that I can drive it over to the exhaust shop to have them do a real exhaust job on it. And transmission leaks, I put some transmission stop leak in there. Whether it works or not, I don't know, but figured might as well. So here's those other pieces of frame. One is the size of the other two that were already down. The other is a bit larger. They had glass pieces. This is the same kind of piece of metal that I screwed into the roof over there for a drip divider. Anyhow, and I got two pieces of frosted glass out of it. And there were already two pieces of frosted glass, so I got 4 of those out of that whole thing. And I set up and cleaned up some of the sheet metal I showed getting last week. Put it over here. We got 3 or so sheets of this 3-foot wide stuff. And then I got 5 sheets of the 26-inch wide stuff. And again, that's 14 foot long versus that I think is either 8 or 10. Anyhow, so that's actually all there was done this week. I don't remember doing any internal barn cleaning or anything like that. So it's pretty much the whole of what I got done. It's just it was a lot of short days because I'm still not so hale and hearty and powerful and mighty and strong that I got a lot done. Had a few days or hours of days that I felt rotten. So until I got where I had enough gumption to get out there and do it. That's all I got done. Hopefully next Sabbath I'll have more to report. Depends on the weather. It's supposed to be a little bit colder, which probably means I won't get as much done. We shall see. But in the meantime, that's all I can show you at the moment. And hopefully y'all have a wonderful rest of your Sabbath and a blessed week coming up too. Shalom to everybody, and Shabbat Shalom, and y'all have a wonderful rest of your week, or the new week.